Yeah, I'm a little bit speechless if I'm honest. I think it'll probably take a few days to soak in, but my first thoughts were just outstanding. Like, I mean, we've done it the past couple of weeks now, but the resilience we show in defence on our own goal line at times, especially in that first 20 minutes, you know, we go back to back, Leeds have back to back good ball sets, we keep turning away, and the want we've got at the minute in D and the goal, you know, the line speed off the goal line, and these two lead that, you know, next to me, you know, Zoe on the right edge there, she gets the 10 every time, and she puts people under pressure, and so does Jodie in the middle. So that's what won us the game today. You know, our D won us the game. And then we've got players in the squad that can come up with special players and points and execute plays. So I was never really worried about attack. I was never really worried about defence in the last month, if I'm honest. But that defensive display today sure won us the game for sure.
It was very reminiscent of the semi-final in regards to that first sort of 20 minutes of backs against the wall, and then you were able to hit with a killer punch. Yeah,
credit to Leeds. I mean, Leeds never go away, do they? And they're a quality side, and they've got strike all over the pitch. You know, both edges with, you know, like Amy Hardcastle and Caitlin Beavers, and then, you know, through the middle with Bennett. She's a smart nine, and you know, so we knew they was going to. We knew he was going to play, and we knew he was going to come at us. But like I said, this group's special. You know, what they've done, I think, in the past 4 years to go back to back. You know, but I think on this big stage at Wembley, the last 2 years, you know, to come in and perform like they have, it just shows how special the group is. And you know, we never get bored of this. I think, you know, the week's been great, and the build up, and yesterday, you know, coming down as a team, and experiences like that are valuable, you know, at this point of the women's game. You know, we've not experienced a lot of that, so to spend that time together brings the group together, and then you get performances like that. So yeah, I'm pleased as a coach. I couldn't be more made up. I think you know, I don't know how we can improve that, if I'm honest. You know, that's how I feel at the minute. You know, I'm sure there's improvement in it, but at this moment in time I couldn't be happier.
And not many sides in the women's or the men's game keep your position to nil in a cup final. So is that you know, good for you? Yeah. But also, I think I'm right in saying that you've actually only conceded one try in the entire competition as well, which is quite a start. Yeah,
insane. I think, and that's probably the last message I said to the group. You know, I think that's the most pleasing thing today, is that nil. And you know, Leeds are no slouches. Like they've got some great attacking players, and so it's credit to these girls that keep turning up for each other. You know, they don't get everything right in terms of making every tackle, but what they've got at the minute is they've got that want and that will to defend for each other. And if someone makes a mistake, someone else is cleaning that up. So when you've got that spirit and you've got that work ethic, then it takes some beating, doesn't it? And you add the skill and the, you know, and the execution and what they've got, then you know you take some beating, and no one's beat us in the past month, and you know, we'll take some beating.
Zoe, player of the match, that must be a really special thing for you.
Yeah, definitely. Something that I didn't expect. I just, to be honest, thought I was just doing my role out there and just getting my job done. But yeah, I was surprised when I heard my name. But yeah, it's a really good feeling.
It's that sort of, you know, that mentality you just spoke about, there, you sort of just doing your job. Has that been sort of what has been spoken about from Matty? Just everybody do their job and get it done?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that we speak about a lot, and people kind of just turning up and doing their job and working hard for each other. And I think that's what was said before in the changing rooms, is the kind of looking at the side of you, looking at your teammates, and making sure, even if you are tired, it's putting that extra 1% in just to get back on side or to make them tackles and work hard for each other. And you come up with a result and you do things like that.
And when you get player of the match at a stadium like this, is it one of the highlights of your career so far?
Definitely, it probably is the highlight of my career so far. I mean, getting to play at Wembley Stadium is just something that's incredible, but to get player of the match on top of that is only stuff that dreams are made of, so yeah.
And Jodie, another winners medal, you've got quite a few. You've got enough room in your cabinet?
I've got room for more. Yeah, you know what, I couldn't be prouder. Like, Matty speaks about like defence. that confidence we took out of the last few weeks, the way we've defended, and even when we turned the ball over, when we made errors, we just looked along the line and went, fine, we'll defend it, we'll defend the set. And I think when you've got that confidence in each other, like Zoe said, we're just willing to work for each other. We know we're going to make errors. You know, no team's perfect. We're going to make errors, but when you've got the confidence and the will to defend for each other, then you take some beating. And out there today, I just think we ground out that win so well. Couldn't be happier with the way we did it.
I think over the last 4 games where you played York, Leeds, Wigan, Leeds again in the cup final, you played all your main rivals. Each game's taken sort of similar pattern where you've had to absorb a lot of pressure, but then you've shown that sort of resilience and resolve and that sort of extra fitness as well to go in at the backstage and win games.
Yeah, we're a really fit squad. We've worked really hard on that in pre-season and carrying on through the season. Matt Heaton's been brilliant for us in all the work he's done with that, and that does give you the confidence then, because you know you can keep turning up for each other. Like, if you play all the big teams and you keep them to 0, or they don't even, you know, in that semi-final against York, they 2 points, they didn't score a try, like that, you take so much confidence from that. So when we are under pressure, when we are defending our line, we know we've been there and done it before, and we've got confidence that when we get some good field position that we can get points on the board. So yeah, I think it's a bit of muscle memory. We don't panic because we've been here before. We know we can turn it around, and that's exactly what you need in a final. You need to be able to go back to what you know, and what we know is we're going to work really, really hard for each other, no matter what, and we did that today.
Last one, Matty, do you think a case of you've got 2 experienced players around you, do you think it was that sort of experience, not only you played in this game before and were last season, but just the game styles and being able to stick to a process and plan? Do you think that's what got you over the line?
Yeah, obviously the experienced players lead from the front. You know, the girls that have been playing the game, you know, a long time. They play for England. You know, they was great. But I think, you know, like Phoebe Hook and Erin Stott, Lucy McComb, they all stood up as well. I think it's a team performance. I think you couldn't really fault 1 to 17 today, and they all played a massive part in us winning the game. So, you know, like you said, when you've got that one for each other, then you know we was on today, and you know they said probably the best performance of the last month for the biggest stage. So credit to them.
Matty, can I ask you about playing of the match? Last year you selected her at full back.
Yeah.
Earlier this season she wasn't getting into the 17. I mean, wow, what a performance!
Yeah, unbelievable, and you know, she's a fighter. Like, you know, I said it to her in the week. What we've got at this club is we've got girls that not just 1 to 17. We've got a squad that can all add to the you know, throughout the season, all add to the game. So, but what Zoe's done is she's found herself playing last year, and she was great for us last year. She played in this Wembley final and played outstandingly well. She got injured in that game, and you know, she spent a little bit of time out then, but then she come back strong. She found herself out of the squad at the beginning of the year, but like I said, she's a fighter. She fought her way back in, and what Zoe's done really well is she's reacted, and she's reacted in a positive way, and that just shows the toughness of it, you know. And when she's come back in the last month, she's probably been our best player, one of our best players, and so credit to her, yeah. And to get to this point now, she stands here with another trophy in you know, around the neck, and a player of the match, sorry, to add to that, then yeah, shows where she's at and the kind of girl she is.
So Zoe's not in England squad at the moment, which I understand that means that she won't then be in the Lancashire squad. Do you think that's something that needs to change? Do you recommend that she's put back in it?
I think Zoe put herself back in on this performance for me. I think, you know, I look at the squad, and there's a lot of good girls out there, you know, but I'm probably biased in my own team. But I mean, what Zoe's doing at the minute, why wouldn't she, you know, being in amongst that England squad? She should be. You know, she should be definitely thought of by Stu Barr. I'm sure she is. So she just needs to keep concentrating on what she's doing here, and that'll take care of itself, I'm sure. But she's been outstanding for me and the group since she's come back in, and she just needs to keep doing that, and I'm sure everything will work itself out.
Matty, just looking at what happened with Rob Barrow on Sunday, and just the emotion around the Leeds club, were you expecting that to have an impact?
Yeah, I was going to mention that at the end. I think you know, credit to, obviously Rob was an absolute legend of the game. You know, the battle he's gone through, you know, this last few years, 3 to 4 years, it's tough, innit? And you know, credit to Leeds. I think the challenges they've had throughout this week, It couldn't have been easy, but the challenge is rugby league's health. You know, he was a big part of rugby league, Rob Burrow, wasn't he? And, you know, I think everyone's felt that loss, but more so Leeds. So, you know, credit to them for handling that and turning up today. And, you know, like the game probably, the scoreline, I think the first 20 minutes was tough, you know, and we just hung in there. I think our defence won us that, but you know, Leeds are a quality side, good side. I'm sure they'll come back even stronger, and you know, we'll expect a couple, you know, tough battles towards the back end of the year. But yeah, it's been a massive week for Leeds, but a massive week for rugby league. You know, what happens to Rob.
Was it a case of embracing that emotion for the weekend from your part, and sort of bringing that into the way you perform today?
I think we obviously got to focus on yourself, and you know, we lost someone as well, you know, in the week, and you know, our CEO, his mother-in-law passed away. She'd worked at the club for 39 years, so we had our reasons, but you know, Rob's a big part of that as well. I mean, like I just mentioned, you know, Rob played a massive part, didn't he, in rugby league, and he was a great player, great person, and the fight they've had on their hands, Lindsay and the kids, is, you know, I can't imagine what they've gone through. So, you know, that performance, you know, paid respect to Lindsay and the family.
Jodie, you've won 4 in a row. In my opinion, Shani Crowell's been amazing in these 4 finals. Try today. Do you think she'll ever shut up about that try? And what did serious question. What did she bring to you? How important is she to you?
Oh, she's massive. I've played with Shani now for many years, obviously through at Thatterleaf, and what Shani brings to this squad doesn't go unnoticed by the group. You know, irrelevant of, you know, whether it stands out, you know, as a fan watching, the hard work that she gets through, the graft, the carries, you know, the wrestle, the putting people on the back. She just turns up no matter what. You could get 80 minutes out of her if you wanted at prop, and she'd just keep turning up for you. Shani's incredible, and not just on the field, but as a personality, what she brings to this group is massive, and I love her to bits, and so glad that she's on my team and not on the other team. And that's the same for all the girls. I just think we've got an amazing group, and Shani's a big part of that.
Jodie, going into final last year, it was a step into the unknown, playing here and not really knowing what to expect from the big stage. Going into this year, the preparations for this year, did knowing what to expect play a part as well?
Possibly, yeah. I think maybe the occasion was not quite as daunting, but we were just as hungry to make sure we won again, because we knew how good it felt last year to win, to walk up those steps, everything surrounding it. This is such a big occasion for the women's game, so we were just as hungry, but possibly the girls who played last year maybe a little bit less daunted and overwhelmed by the occasion. But we had quite a lot of girls who didn't get the chance last year. You know, Leah Burke, Darcy Stott both got injured before that final. You had Erin Stott and Georgia Sutherland, who were cup tied last year, and Berry Saliha, who's come in as a new player, and we wanted it for them, but you could tell they felt it, because they were so adamant about getting to this final and then getting picked and selected, and I think every single one of them were outstanding today and did us all proud.
How is Berry? Were you surprised at the lack of a card from that incident?
Oh, look, we don't want to see people leaving the field, do we? I think maybe a little bit lucky, but look, I want a good game where everyone gets the opportunity to play on the best stage, and it wasn't intentional. She's a young player and we want to protect her, so it was just a mistake, I think, on that one, but I'm glad she was back out there, because I didn't fancy doing the second half at full back, I'll be honest. So I was glad she passed that HIA, and then she came back out and she had an awesome second half. So I don't think it's anything we need to harp on at, because look, Berry was fine, and we went on to win the game, so all good for us.
5 in a row, 6, 7, 8. Wigan spent one, I think it was 8 in the late 80s and early 90s, so you're half.
8? I don't think I can keep playing that long. Yeah, you know what, this group has got so much potential to go on and do loads. I think, 5 is obviously what we'll be going for next year, but I think our first focus is making sure that our league form picks up now and pushes on. That defeat at the start of the year to York's probably a little bit disappointing, but I think the form we found in recent weeks puts us in really good position to hopefully get league leaders and go on and make that grand final and lift a trophy there as well. We maybe slipped off a little bit last year. We're not going to make that same mistake again.
What about Faye? I thought she was brilliant. Any
She has told me she's going to retire multiple times over recent years, so I reckon we could do some convincing there. Look,
I try at least once a week, so I've had no,
Well, does she intend to retire at the end of the season? Do you have that? That's what you think is happening at the moment?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, Faye's played the game now for so long. She's won everything. So I mean, that's a fair question, isn't it? But I would like her to play on. I think she's playing some of the best rugby she's played, and but you know, things happen in life, and she might want to do certain things. So you know, that's a question for Faye. But she's certainly playing well enough to carry on and play next year, the year after. At the minute, she was outstanding again today, along with Zoe. You know, the two halves were just controlled the game for us. So I'd like her to play.
Your two wingers give you a proper lift. It's a tough pitch to play on, but they didn't have to give you some yards, did they?
Yeah, I made up for both. I think, you know, Leah didn't experience it, obviously playing last year, and she had the big injury, and you know, for her to run out today was, you know, it's great to see from the club point of view, but I think, you know, Leah deserved that as well, and then Phoebe on the other edge, you know, she's come on so much in the past 12 months. She's been brilliant, and she played outstanding, you know, in the cup final last year, but you know, she's just come on leaps and bounds, and she keeps improving, and you know, if I don't see her in the England squad in you know, at the end of the year, then you know, she deserves that, I think so, but we'll see.